Welcome to the Changemaking Insight series. I'm Anam Vakar, an educator with over 5 years of teaching experience in UAE. Today, we are honored to explore the concept of establishing and restoring trust with young people alongside the esteemed Mr. Ali. As the founder of Yes Network Pakistan, an Ashoka Fellow, and a service scholar, Mr. Ali has devised a unique, simple, and scalable method to restore trust and activate young people as change makers. With over 25 years of expertise in activating young change makers, Mr. Ali, could you please share your views on restoring trust with young people and the key requirements?
Thank you very much, Anna. Your question holds great significance. It is a sad reality that today a large number of young people are growing up in a low trust environment where no one is trying to restore trust with these young people. Suicide has become the second leading cause of death among youth. After every 40 seconds, someone thinks that life is not worth living. So I believe that restoring trust should be our top priority. See, trust is a precious gift we must give to every young person. Trust is a sign of honor, and mistrust is a sign of dishonor. I often say that we should make a mistake by trusting young people than to make a mistake by mistrusting young people. Trust in the context of change making is defined as the commitment of the society to provide at least one change making opportunity to every young person, irrespective of their gender, socioeconomic, and educational background. You see, in our work, trust is not seen as blind bet or gamble. It is seen as an obligation. It is our conviction that every young person is born with this incredible change-making power, and it only requires a trust-based environment to reveal it. We never approach young people with doubt. We never think for a moment that young people who are out of school or who are in the school have no change-making power, have no ability to drive change in the society. We firmly believe that each and every young person born with this incredible change-making power. And it is unfortunately the paradigm of mistrust that veils it. And once we remove this paradigm of mistrust, you're always surprised to see what they can achieve in the shortest period of time. So just take a look at how society is withholding trust from young people. Educated young people are not given a chance to drive change in the society on the plea that they don't have the experience. Those children and young people who are in school, colleges, universities, they are not given a chance to drive change in the society, or they are not trusted on the plea that they have not yet graduated. And those who are out of school, they are not trusted on the plea that they are not qualified. And we are seeing through our work that all these young people who are out of school, who are in school, are fully capable of driving change in the society. The moment you trust them, you see, I always say that their hearts, start producing solution. For me, heart is a super solution producing machine. It responds to trust. It responds to respect. And the moment you respect and trust young people and give them honor, you see that they come up with great ideas. When they put something to their heart, their heart starts responding, answering to it. And we have seen over the years that how young people, when trusted, come up with great ideas to drive change in the society. So sometimes I'm really quite surprised to see when I look at the behavior of teachers and head of the institutions, even stakeholders, when they're so reluctant to offer trust to young people. When we go to education institutions, many times teachers try their level best to stop us from engaging young people in change making. They think they are not good enough. They think they don't have the experience, they don't have the right skills. They are not fully capable right now. They have a long list of excuses. And especially when we offer them a trust-based investment, they are of the view that we are going to waste money. They think I'm crazy sometimes that why I'm giving this money to them without even asking them what they will do with that money. But every time they prove their teachers wrong. They come up with great ideas within no time. They come up with excellent, products and services to meet the needs of society. Remember, young people are the lead users of products and services. They know what is missing in the society, and they come up with great ideas effortlessly sometimes. So I think trust is the biggest missing link right now in our education institution, in our society, and we need to find a way as soon as possible to restore trust with the people. Otherwise, we will never be able to achieve prosperity And we will never be able to achieve any milestone in the field of social, economic, and environmental, fields. So let me share with you some requirements to restore trust with youth. I think the first is trust is all about giving up control. If you are controlling young people, if you are treating young people as slaves, as prisoners, then you're not trusting them. You see, I often say that when you're working with young people, hold them with a releasing grip. Don't hold them with a tight grip. You see, trust involves vulnerability and risk. If you are not vulnerable, then it means you are not trusting. Betrayal is part of the trust. And remember, trust is a science. If you create the right conditions, you will always be able to get the right results. We have seen over the years, it's not about relationship between trust and interest, especially when you're working with youth. You have to bring the entire environment on board. You have to align the entire environment. Because many times what happens, many institutions try to restore trust with young people only, and they ignore the environment. And it's very difficult for young people to act as a change maker if only trusted trust them while the entire environment betrays them. In my work, what we have learned that if you really want to trust young people, then you have to change the principle you use to basically assess the potential of young people. You basically what happens in our work, we trust young people first and evaluate later. Unlike other programs where young people are first evaluated, then trusted, and it has proved, spectacular in our case because every time when we go and trust young people first and evaluate later, it produces outstanding results. We have removed all the conditions because we never ask young people to share their ideas, give presentations, or elevator pitches. We simply ask them to form a team of not less than three or more than five members and take this small trust-based investment, step out and produce something valuable for the society. And every time when we go and do this by taking on board the entire environment, they were able to come up with great ideas and products. And it shows that when you trust young people first and evaluate later, you are able to step into the shoes of young people, and you are basically provided them this hope and confidence, yes, that you can do this, and you are not lacking and limited. Uh, and trust for me is trust offers basically you a competitive advantage. When you are offering trust to young people, basically you are putting yourself in a vantage position. Because just take a look at uh, the population of the world today. Half of the population, the global median age is 30. This means half the population is below 30. And in my opinion, half of this population is almost out of the game. Just take a look at Pakistan. We are at number fifth or sixth in world population, and 56 or 57% of youth population of Pakistan is neither working nor seeking job. And I'm quite surprised to see there is not even a single country in the world which has developed a mechanism to restore trust with both educated and uneducated youth. So you see, trust basically gives you a competitive advantage. If you trust young people, what happens? You will be able to address many of your challenges. Otherwise, many problems which look like very small at the moment, with the passage of time, they become very big. And I also personally feel that trust is much better than charity. It would be much easier for us to give this money to young people because many of them, vast majority of them, were living below poverty line. But we decided to give them this money to help them to discover and use their change-making power. And just look at the results. Imagine if we have given this money to these 15,000 young people. Out of 22, we have trusted, but getting scholarships from the state. So if we would have given the money as a charity like they are giving, so what would happen? We would have never been able to, help them to find and discover the change-making power. We would have never been able to help them to overcome their fear of failure and to produce something valuable for the society. Within a couple of weeks, they were able to rise above from poverty. So it shows that we are holding young people back and we are imposing unwanted poverty upon young people. So, in my opinion, trust is much more powerful than charity. And remember, the foundation of trust should be based on change making rather than on academic performance. We have excluded so many young people today because we assess them by looking at their academic performance. Education institutions are not willing to trust any young person unless and until they look at their profile. So, but in our case, we never look at their profile. It is enough for us that they are young, and they're willing to participate in the program. This is the only requirement we have. Honestly, we live in a world where many young people today count can count the number of people who trust them on the fingers of just one hand. And this is exactly what is happening. When we look at the results, that how these young people who were not even trusted, ignored, discarded by the society when given a chance, they were able to produce outstanding products. So it means that if we change the criteria to change making, we will create space for millions of children and young people to reintegrate into the societal definition of eligibility. We just simply focus on these four steps. We give them this opportunity on the condition that if there is any loss, we will not ask them to pay back. And this proves, turning point in an entire program. When young people see that, there is someone who is trusting them, there is someone who has created an environment for them, and they give their best because we put the moral claim on them to prove that they're worthy of this trust. So in the end, I would say, you see, society has terribly failed to restore trust with young people. Circumstances, gender, educational background are used to withhold trust from young people. And when you withhold trust from young people, what happens? They try to use the change making power for wrong purposes, for wrong reasons. You can see that according to the Restless Development, a US based organization, 85% of the recruits made by the extremist groups are under the age of 25. They never look at their profiles, they never look at their CVs, never look at their education or skill level. They simply inspire them, trust them, and they are able to meet their goals. While we wait and see and watch, these can people are playing in the hands of these extremist groups because they trust them, they give them a sense of purpose, a sense of hope, a sense of reason and ownership. While we just sit back and wait for them to reach or climb up to the education ladder so that they can qualify for our trust. So I think we are making a terrible mistake by withholding trust from young people, and especially when we're working with young people, I always believe that it is better to tell them that you really trust them, because saying I trust you is much more powerful than saying I love you, because I love you is an emotion. Yes, young people want to hear that, but when you say this, I trust you to young people, it means a lot. It shows your faith and ability in their character, in their ability to drive change in the society. And believing makes all the difference. You see, there are millions of young people who are waiting for someone to believe in them. They are not disposable. They are not statistical cattle. They are human beings, seeking support and acknowledgement of the change-making power. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ali, for sharing your invaluable insights on restoring trust with young people. Your wealth of experience and innovative approach are truly inspiring. As we conclude this session, I encourage our audience to reflect on the key requirements and strategies discussed today. Remember, each one of us has the power to contribute to a future where trust is at the heart of positive change. So, stay tuned for more enlightening conversations in the Change Making Insight series. This is Anam Vakar signing off.